In a serene temple nestled among the mountains, there lived an old Zen master named Kaito. The temple was surrounded by lush greenery, and a river flowed gently nearby, its sound a soothing melody that filled the air. Kaito was known for his wisdom, and people from distant lands traveled to seek his guidance. Despite his age, Kaito's eyes sparkled with a youthful energy, and his presence was calming, like the stillness of a clear pond. One day, a young man named Hiro arrived at the temple. Hiro was a restless soul, always searching for something more in life. He had tried everything: wealth, relationships, adventures, but nothing seemed to fill the void within him. He was constantly chasing after happiness, but the more he pursued it, the further it seemed to slip away. Hiro approached Kaito with a deep sense of urgency. "Master," he said, bowing respectfully, "I've come to you because I've heard of your wisdom. I've been chasing happiness my whole life, but no matter what I do, it eludes me. Please, tell me how I can finally find true happiness." Kaito smiled gently and gestured for Hiro to sit beside him on a large rock by the river. The two sat in silence for a few moments, the only sound being the gentle flow of the river and the rustling of leaves in the wind. Finally, Kaito spoke. "Hiro," Kaito began, "you are not the first to come to me with this question. Many have sought happiness, just as you have, but very few understand what they are truly seeking." Hiro listened intently, his eyes filled with hope. "Tell me," Kaito continued, "what does happiness mean to you?" Hiro thought for a moment and replied, "Happiness means feeling good, being content, and having no worries. It's when everything in life goes right and you feel at peace." Kaito nodded thoughtfully. "And why do you chase it?" "Because I want to be happy all the time," Hiro answered. "I want to avoid suffering and pain. I want to live a life filled with joy." Kaito looked at Hiro with a kind, yet penetrating gaze. "Happiness is like the butterfly," he said. "The more you chase it, the more it flies away. But if you stop chasing, it may come and sit quietly on your shoulder." Hiro frowned, puzzled by the master's words. "But if I don't chase happiness, how will I ever find it?" Kaito smiled again, his eyes twinkling. "Let me tell you a story," he said. "There was once a young fisherman who lived in a small village by the sea. Every day, he would go out to sea in his small boat, hoping to catch enough fish to sell in the market. He dreamed of becoming rich and living a life of comfort. He believed that if he caught enough fish, he would finally be happy. One day, the young fisherman heard of a magical fish that granted wishes. He became obsessed with catching this fish, believing that it would grant him the happiness he had always desired. Day after day, he sailed farther and farther from the shore, searching for the magical fish. He neglected his family, his friends, and even his own health in his relentless pursuit. After many years, the fisherman grew old and frail, but he had still not found the magical fish. One evening, as he sat alone in his boat, staring at the vast ocean, he realized that he had spent his entire life chasing after something that may not even exist. He had missed out on the simple joys of life, the laughter of his children, the warmth of his wife's embrace, the beauty of the sunset. In his pursuit of happiness, he had lost everything that truly mattered. With tears in his eyes, the old fisherman made his way back to the shore. As he stepped onto the sand, he felt a deep sense of peace wash over him. For the first time in his life, he stopped chasing happiness and simply allowed himself to be. Kaito paused, letting the story sink in. Hiro sat in silence, reflecting on the tale. Finally, he spoke. "Master, are you saying that happiness cannot be chased?" Kaito nodded. "Happiness is not something you can capture or hold on to. It is not found in wealth, success, or external circumstances. It is a state of being, a way of living in harmony with yourself and the world around you. When you stop chasing happiness and start living fully in the present moment, you will find that happiness has been with you all along." Hiro looked down at the ground, his mind racing with thoughts. "But how do I stop chasing? How do I live in the present?" Kaito stood up and motioned for Hiro to follow him. They walked along the riverbank until they reached a small garden filled with vibrant flowers. The master bent down and picked a single flower, handing it to Hiro. "Look at this flower," Kaito said. "It does not chase after the sun, yet it blooms beautifully. It does not worry about the rain, yet it grows strong. It simply exists, accepting whatever comes its way. It finds peace and happiness in being what it is, in the here and now." Hiro held the flower in his hand, feeling its delicate petals. He understood the wisdom in Kaito's words, but he still felt a lingering doubt. "Master, what if life brings pain and suffering? How can I be happy then?" Kaito's expression softened. Pain and suffering are a part of life, just as much as joy and happiness. They are two sides of the same coin. When you accept this truth, you will no longer fear suffering, and you will not cling to happiness. Instead, you will find a deeper peace, one that is not dependent on external circumstances. Hiro felt a sense of clarity washing over him. He realized that his endless pursuit of happiness had only brought him misery. By trying to avoid suffering, he had missed out on the beauty of life's simple moments. "Thank you, Master," Hiro said, bowing deeply. "I understand now." Kaito smiled warmly. "Remember, Hiro, happiness is not something to be chased. It is something to be embraced. Live fully in each moment, and you will find that happiness is already within you." As Hiro left the temple, he felt a lightness in his heart that he had never known before. He no longer felt the need to chase after happiness. Instead, he decided to live each day with mindfulness and gratitude, accepting both the joys and sorrows that life had to offer. And so, Hiro learned that true happiness is not found in the endless pursuit of pleasure, but in the simple act of being present, embracing life as it is, and finding peace within oneself. So, my dear viewers, stop chasing happiness as if it were a distant goal. Instead, embrace each moment with mindfulness and gratitude, accepting life's ups and downs with an open heart. True happiness is not something you find. It's something you realize within yourself when you live fully in the present.